my grandchild. When I look at Tshwane, my beloved city, I remember the past and I look to the future with inspired eyes. In 1955, we gathered in Kliptown to create a vision of a unified South Africa. 3,000 men and women of all races came together to adopt the Freedom Charter. The vision of freedom that you are living today. How proud I was back then to be a part of that. On the 9th of August 1956, myself and 20,000 other women from all over South Africa marched to the union buildings to deliver thousands of petitions to the then Prime Minister. 1985 November. On that day, my Mamelodi comrades became great South Africans. They fought for freedom during a very difficult time in our country, at the peak of political violence. Forever honored in Solomon Mahlangu Square, just meters away from where the massacre occurred. How my tears flowed when the late great Chris Hani unveiled the memorial in 1991. A year that I will never forget, 1990. On the 11th of February, Mandela walked out of prison. I remember watching his release live on television. It would be the day that South Africa changed for the good. On the day he walked to freedom, Mandela addressed the nation, declaring his commitment to peace and reconciliation. Oh, how we celebrated in the streets that day. This was our dream, finally becoming reality. I remember the 27th of April 1994. I remember the sense of jubilation with which we went to the polls. I remember the long lines and the long wait, neither of which seemed to matter, because we had waited more than 100 years for this moment, and it had finally come. I was allowed to vote, and all were represented. On the day of Madiba's inauguration, I was overwhelmed with a sense of history. I returned to where I stood in 1956, the Union Buildings. I celebrated the most significant event in my history. Madiba, the first president of a democratic South Africa. To think that I played a small part to create this history. Such joy, such pride. Our South Africa had entered back into the international arena, and it was time for change. It was time for our Tshwane, as our capital city, to shine. There is so much in this capital city that we have to be proud of. While so many gains have been made, there is still a long way to go. There remains unemployment, poverty, and inequality. We therefore pass to you and your generation the collective responsibility to tackle these challenges and, most importantly, to redefine the future of our capital city. A capital city that you would like to live in by 2055.